Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to the course of Development Planning and Administration. MPA 403, lecture is 22, and I'm your facilitator, Professor Dr. Muhammad Majid Mahmood Bagram. So before we move on to our today's discussion, let's have a brief reflection of our previous lecture. In our previous lecture, we have talked about organization development, we have talked about organizational change, and then we have talked about how with the help of organizational change we can bring in improvements in our organization. So we have also discussed that how with the help of strong planning and strong administrative strategies, how we can bring more efficiency and effectiveness in the organization. So when we talk about organizational change, of course there is a natural phenomena that there is a natural resistance to change. So whenever we bring any change, people resist. So in order to manage resistance, in order to minimize resistance to change, organization development has given certain techniques. So in our previous lecture, we have talked about different techniques, like for example, educate, communicate, negotiate, giving trainings, and there are other techniques we discussed in our previous lecture in order to minimize resistance to change. So now today we are going to talk about major characteristics of effective planners and administrators. तो जब हम किसी भी organization की बात करते हैं तो planners and administrators are the most important people working in that organization. So it is really very important that when we bring improvements in our planners and administrators, so of course we can improve our efficiency and effectiveness as a whole. So we are talking about the individual performance, we are talking about the group performance, and we are talking about the organizational performance. So we want to bring in improvement in like overall performance of an organization, and that is possible if we have the best planners and if we have the best administrators. So let us look at the benchmarks, let us look at the best highest standards in the world, that what are the major characteristics that make an ideal planner and that makes an ideal administrator. So all of us think we see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Okay, how you comment on this? What comes in your mind when you read this statement? I repeat, all of us think we see the world as it is. हम ये समझते हैं कि हम दुनिया को इसी तरह ही देखते हैं जिस तरह वो है, but actually we see the world as we are, or as we are conditioned to see. So humans have different perceptions. Planners have different perceptions. Administrators have different perceptions. So when you look at the world, people look at the world with their own perception, with their own way of thinking. So for any good planner or for any good administrator, we need to do that critical thinking which is really required here. So let's discuss the common deep personal and professional problems of planners and administrators around the world. The first one is how to reach the career goals set without losing personal and family life. Now this is a big challenge. कि आप अपने गोल्स को कैसे अचीव करें अपनी पर्सनल और फैमिली लाइफ को सेक्रीफाइस किए बगैर. नाउ दिस इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि इस वक्त जो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज इस वक्त हम दुनिया में देख रहे हैं कि वर्क एंड होम लाइफ बैलेंस. You know, people who are performing the best in offices, you know, we observe that in their homes they do not enjoy a comfortable life, because they are giving more time to their offices, to their official work, official assignment, official tasks. And on the other side, people giving more time to their family members, more time to their families, you know, and they have lack of concentration in office work. So it is a big challenge to planners and administrators. How can I keep a promise I make to myself? You know, planners and administrators, they have certain promises. So how can I keep a promise I make to myself? So this is really, you know, a big challenge these days, that how you achieve your goals, how you achieve your objectives. There is so much to do and there is never enough time. Time management issues. You know, planners and administrators, most of the time they worry that they will not be able to, you know, complete their projects, complete their assignments, complete their activities in time. So there are so many activities going on simultaneously at the same time, in one go. So when there is so much to do and so many activities, and sometimes, you know, some unexpected events happen and there is never enough time. So time management issues are there for planners and administrators. How can I manage my life effectively? Of course, this is another big challenge to planners and administrators. Continuing our discussion on common deep personal and professional problems of planners and administrators, another is two people can see the same thing, disagree, and yet both be right. This is another big issue. So you are looking at the same thing, you both disagree with each other and both be right. Like for example, one fine example could be कि एक ग्लास में आप 50% पानी डालें तो कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि आधा ग्लास भरा हुआ है और कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि आधा ग्लास खाली है. Now both of them are correct and they disagree and both are right. The more we examine the way we see things, the more we can test them against reality. Really very important that you need to examine the things in depth. So the more you do that critical thinking. एक फिलोसोफर ने ये कहा कि इस दुनिया में जितनी भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, these are created by humans. तो इन प्रॉब्लम्स को क्रिएट किया है दुनिया में ह्यूमंस ने एक खास थिंकिंग लेवल के साथ. तो क्या उसी थिंकिंग लेवल के साथ इन प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व किया जा सकता है? नो. जिन प्रॉब्लम्स को आपने एक खास थिंकिंग लेवल के साथ क्रिएट किया है, इन प्रॉब्लम्स को यू नीड टू हैव अ डीपर लेवल ऑफ थिंकिंग टू सॉल्व दीज प्रॉब्लम्स. Listen to others and be open to their perceptions to get a broader view. Now this is one of the most important recommendations to our planners and administrators, that they must be good active listeners. You know, people who are good listeners, they are better decision makers. People who are active listeners, they are better planners, they are better administrators. Because they are giving importance to feedback. You know, if you are all the time speaking, and not paying attention to the people around you who are giving their feedback, who are giving their valuable comments, you know, so this is really very important. Just you need to focus on listening. So people who listen more, they are more wiser than those people who don't listen or who listen less. So it's a quick exercise. Think of two habits. You have one good and one bad. अपनी कोई सी एक अच्छी हैबिट के बारे में आप सोचें और अपनी कोई एक बैड हैबिट के बारे में आप सोचें. Are you willing to break away from bad habits? Of course, yes. If so, tell us one thing you will do immediately to break away from it. So this is a good exercise कि आप अपनी एक बुरी और एक अच्छी हैबिट का सोचें और फिर ये बताएं कि अपनी बुरी हैबिट्स को छोड़ने के लिए, क्विट करने के लिए आप क्या करेंगे? What are the steps you will take? Okay, you can have this exercise with your family members, you can have this exercise with your friends, you can have this exercise with your colleagues, you can have this exercise with your any other family members. So do it and you will really be very happy to see the results. Can we create a habit? Okay, I need your more attention on this slide. This is really very important, but all of these steps 1 to 4 are connected. So if you miss one step, it will be very difficult for you to understand the next step. So I need your very close attention here. Okay, can we create a habit? We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. Habits are learned and unlearned. We are not the habits, hence we can change them. This is really very important. So when we talk about the excellent planning, when we talk about the excellent administration, you know, it is also a kind of habit. So we are what we repeatedly do. So when we do something repeatedly, it becomes a habit. So people who are wonderful planners, people who are wonderful administrators, so it is a kind of habit. So talking about habits, our character is a collection of our habits, and habits have a powerful role in our lives. Now habits consist of knowledge, skills and desire. Let us discuss these one by one. Knowledge allows us to know what to do. Knowledge की मदद से हमें पता चलता है कि हमने क्या करना है. Desire is the motivation to do it. Now desire is the interest, it is the willingness, it is the motivation किसी भी काम के पीछे. Skill give us the ability to know how to do it. और किसी भी काम को करने का जो तरीका है, that is called skill. So when we talk about these three areas, when we talk about habits, we are always conditioned by the gripping power of habits. So when you look at it again, knowledge, skills, desire, तो इन तीनों का जो जब हम कंबाइन करते हैं तो जो कॉमन चीज आती है, that becomes our habit. So we talk about 7 habits that move us through stages. The first stage is dependence. The paradigm under which we are born, relying upon others to take care of us. So जब हम शुरू में we are dependent, like when we are born, we rely on our parents, our elders, our guardians, people who take care of us. And then independence. This is the next stage. The paradigm under which we make our decisions and take care of ourselves. So from dependence to independence हम move कर रहे हैं, तो अब हम अपने decisions खुद लेना शुरू कर देते हैं. That is called independent stage. And the third stage is interdependence. The paradigm under which we cooperate to achieve something that cannot be achieved independently. So individuals, groups, organizations, countries, they depend on each other. Nobody can live alone. So it is an interdependent world. So it means that by working together, we can achieve anything we want. So in order to achieve the best efficiency and effectiveness, in order to become the best planner and administrator, we need to focus more on teamwork. Now let us talk about the paradigms. Paradigms are frames of reference. We see the world not as it is, but as we are, or sometimes as we are conditioned to see. तो दुनिया को हम उसी तरह देखते हैं जैसे कि हम खुद हैं, या समटाइम हमें कंडीशन की जाती है, हमें फोर्स की जाती है कि किस तरह हम दुनिया को देखें. Our paradigms, correct or incorrect, are the sources of our attitudes, behaviors, and ultimately our relationship with others, according to Stephen R. Covey. Talking about the power of our paradigm, a paradigm is a perception, assumption, the way we perceive, understand, and accordingly interpret and judge things. A mental map. So paradigm is all about your perception, the way you think, the way you understand, the way you interpret, the way you judge things. This is what paradigm is. And we also call it a mental map. Now talking about the principles of growth and change, a child learns to sit up, to crawl, and then to walk and run. Each step is important and each one takes time. No step can be skipped. So it means that these are the natural principles of growth and change, and planners and administrators, they are advised that they need to follow these natural principles of growth and change whenever they are trying to bring in any changes in the organization. So talking about a new level of thinking, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them, according to Albert Einstein. Like for example, कि दुनिया में जितनी भी problems हैं, they are created by humans. Now इन problems को solve करने के लिए, इनको manage करने के लिए, we need a deeper level of thinking. We need a better level of thinking. We need a new level, a deeper level of thinking. That is what is required. Like for example, organization का जब decline होता है, organization for example जब अपनी product services में उसकी for example quality में कोई problem आ रही है, तो क्वालिटी में जब डिक्लाइन आया है तो उसके पीछे डेफिनेटली हमारे कोई ना कोई, जब हम रिसोर्सेज की बात करते हैं कि लाइक द बेस्ट एसेट ऑफ एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स. तो जब प्रोडक्ट के अंदर, सर्विस के अंदर एक क्वालिटी में इशू आया है, सो उस क्वालिटी इशू को मैनेज करने के लिए, अपनी क्वालिटी को इन्हांस करने के लिए, strengthen करने के लिए, you need a new deeper level of thinking. Somebody asked me that how to beat the the global leader. Like for example, we talk about the products. Like for example, ABC company, if ABC company has the largest and the best market share in the world of any product, how to beat that company? Now the answer is straight. with the help of creativity and innovation. So, human brain cannot be copied easily. Human brain is also called the intellectual capital. So, when you are using your brain for creativity and innovation, that gives you a more sustainable competitive advantage as compared to any other competitive advantage. So it becomes really very hard for your competitors to copy your human brains. और जब तक वो आप तक पहुंचते हैं, आपकी ह्यूमन ब्रेन्स, आपके बेस्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज आपको बहुत आगे ले जा चुके होते हैं. So this is the importance of deeper level of thinking. Now the 7 habits can help organizations experience increased overall effectiveness. Now effectiveness से क्या मुराद है कि किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के जो रिजल्ट्स हैं, जब हम बात करते हैं इनपुट की, प्रोसेस की, आउटपुट की, तो आउटपुट आर द रिजल्ट्स. तो किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के जो रिजल्ट्स हैं, उन रिजल्ट्स को इंप्रूव करना, टारगेट्स को न सिर्फ अचीव करना बल्कि उनको एक्सीड करना, that is called increased overall organizational effectiveness. And जो हम अभी 7 जो हैबिट्स डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं of planners and administrators, they can help any organization to increase their overall effectiveness. It also strengthens relationships at all levels. Very important. तमाम लेवल्स के ऊपर रिलेशनशिप को स्ट्रेंथ करने में these habits can help. जब हम बात करते हैं कि रिलेशनशिप को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने की क्यों जरूरत है, तो जैसे हमने अपने प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स में बात की थी कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जो हैं उसका मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एसेट है उनकी ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस. और जो बेस्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के, व्हेन दे लीव, व्हेन दे क्विट, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डिक्लाइन. They lose their business, they lose market share, they lose their market repute. So in order to retain your best human resources, for HR retention, you need to focus on building and strengthening relationships. And this is what the major responsibility of planners and administrators in any organization, that they need to plan things, they need to give those strategies that can ensure that how to build and strengthen relationships at work. So employees who develop good relationships at workplace, they are more loyal. And when employees, they become more loyal, they are highly motivated, and then they move towards creativity and innovation. क्योंकि हमने पहले बात की कि this is the best competitive advantage you can give to your organization is creativity and innovation. So employees who have strong relationships at workplace, they have that wonderful capability. A heightened ability to cope with change. Whenever you introduce or you bring in new changes in your organization, people resist, employees resist. So what you need to do is, you need to take certain measures that help you to manage resistance to change. So the good planners and administrators, with the help of these 7 major habits we are going to discuss in our coming slides, that really gives them a heightened ability to cope with change. Reduced turnover rates. Of course, employees, when they stay with your organization for a longer period of time, So the result is there is reduced turnover rate, and that gives you the competitive advantage, because when the best brains, the most intelligent people, and the persons who are really an asset of an organization, when they stay with the same organization, you can give a tough competition to your competitors. Fewer misunderstandings. Of course, when planners and administrators, with the help of these 7 habits, when they understand their employees, their subordinates, when they give importance to the feedback, they are so there are fewer misunderstandings. So when there are less communication barriers, that results in overall increased efficiency and effectiveness. And finally, improved innovation, decision making, and problem solving capabilities. So overall innovation, decision making और जो problem solving capabilities हैं वो आपकी strengthen हो रही हैं in an organization. Now let us talk about those habits or characteristics that the planner and administrators should have in order to be the market leader. And the first habit is be proactive instead of reactive. Now, what comes in your mind when we talk about reactive planners? What comes in your mind when we talk about proactive planners? Now, reactive people are those who react. When something happens to you, you react, you respond in return. Like for example, आपके profits कम होंगे तो आप कुछ करेंगे, आपके एम्प्लॉइज आपको छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, फिर आप सोचेंगे कि अब क्या करना है. क्वालिटी डिक्लाइन होने के बाद आप सोचते हैं कि अब मुझे इसको कैसे इंप्रूव करना है. तो ये कुछ एग्जांपल्स हैं उन लोगों की हु आर रिएक्टिव. और जब हम बात करते हैं प्रिवेंशन इज बेटर देन क्योर, परहेज इलाज से बेहतर है, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रोएक्टिव प्लानर्स. Now, proactive planners are those who plan in advance, who forecast, who predict. So before employees, they make a decision to quit your organization, they know that these are the signs, these are the signals. So before employees, they leave, these proactive planners, they bring in those plans which motivate those employees to stay with the organization who are planning to leave. So before any issue of quality, these proactive planners, they take proactive measures. So proactive planners, ensures the overall efficiency and effectiveness of the organization, whereas when we talk about reactive, जब पानी सर से गुजर जाए और फिर आप रिएक्ट करें तो ऑफ कोर्स इट्स अ बिग ब्लंडर. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट बी प्रोएक्टिव प्लानर, मीनिंग दैट आवर बिहेवियर इज ए फंक्शन ऑफ आवर डिसीजंस, नॉट आवर कंडीशंस. नाउ proactive planners are those who never blame others. They accept the responsibility. And they believe that whatever are the results, that is the result of our decision, but not our circumstances, not our conditions. We have the initiative and the responsibility to make things happen. So they take the responsibility, these proactive planners. They say that yes, we can take the initiative, we accept our responsibility, we can face this challenge. Highly proactive people do not blame circumstances, conditions or social conditioning for their behavior. So this is one of the most important characteristic of good planner, is that they are proactive and they never blame their circumstances. So instead of blaming, they start accepting their responsibility and they accept their role in it. So anytime we think the problem is out there, that thought is the problem. Now, what is the real meaning of problem? The real meaning of problem is opportunity. So problem is not a problem. The way you see the problem is the real problem. So problem is not out there, problem is in here. So you need to improve your perception. बजाय ये कि आप प्रॉब्लम जब आप फेस करें आप सर पकड़ के बैठ जाएं, आप जो कर सकते हैं वो भी ना कर सके. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर एग्जाम में एक मुश्किल क्वेश्चन आप पेपर में आ जाता है तो ये ना हो कि एक क्वेश्चन को देखकर आप बाकी क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स भी भूल जाएं. तो होना तो ये चाहिए कि एज ए चैलेंज आप एक्सेप्ट करें, जो चीज आपको आती है वो आप करें, और जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस है, जो आपकी नॉलेज है, जो आपकी स्टडीज हैं, जो आपकी थिंकिंग है, उन तमाम चीजों को एक जगह यकजा करके आप अपनी बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देने की कोशिश करें इन योर एग्जाम. इन्नमल अमालु बिन्नियात, अमल का दारोमदार नीयत पर है. तो आप अपनी नीयत ठीक करें, गॉड विल ऑलवेज हेल्प यू. सो एटीट्यूड इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. सो प्रॉब्लम को फेस करना, उसको एज ए चैलेंज लेना ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, बजाय ये कि प्रॉब्लम को देख के आप वहां से डिस्करेज हो या डिमोटिवेट हो. So continuing our discussion on be proactive, let us talk about responsibility. जब हम बात करते हैं प्लानर्स की, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स की, तो what about their responsibility? So the ideal planners and administrators, they are highly responsible people. So जब हम responsibility को, अगर आप स्लाइड पे देखें कि responsibility, the ability to choose your response, highly proactive people recognize that responsibility. So the ideal planners and administrators, they have the ability to choose their responses. So people who can think, people who are deep thinkers, people who are critical thinkers, they have the ability to choose their response. और जिन लोगों के पास जितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग एबिलिटी होती है अपने रिस्पॉन्सेस को चूज करने की, वो उतने ही ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लानर्स होते हैं, वो उतने ही ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स होते हैं किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. Talking about reactive people are those who are affected by their physical and social environment. If the weather is good, they feel good. If it isn't, it affects their attitude and their performance. So reactive लोग बड़े मूडी किस्म के लोग होते हैं. मौसम अच्छा है तो उनका मूड अच्छा होता है, मौसम अच्छा नहीं है तो उनका मूड अच्छा नहीं होता. अपने मूड के मुताबिक चलते हैं. Proactive people carry their own weather with them. और जब हम proactive people की बात करते हैं तो वो अपना वेदर अपने साथ लेके चलते हैं, वो मूडी नहीं होते, and they have the ability to choose their responses irrespective of कि उनके circumstances में, उनके इर्द गिर्द के हालात में क्या हो रहा है. They have the ability to choose their responses. They forecast, they predict, and then they make their decisions. Now let us talk about the languages of proactive and reactive people. किसी एक ही सिचुएशन में जो रिएक्टिव प्लानर्स हैं और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हैं वो क्या बात करते हैं और उसी सेम सिचुएशन में प्रोएक्टिव प्लानर्स और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स, उनकी क्या लैंग्वेज होती है. और दिस इज रियली वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, reactive persons, there is nothing I can do. Proactive people, let's look at our alternatives. So now you see extreme difference. Reactive लोग जो हैं मायूसी की बात कर रहे हैं. Proactive people, they are talking about alternatives. और दीन इस्लाम में हम कहते हैं कि मायूसी गुनाह है. That's just the way I am. Reactive people say this thing, whereas proactive people say that I can choose a different approach. He makes me so mad. Reactive people say this thing. Proactive people say I control my own feelings. Very important. Now you see, they have the ability. Proactive people, they have the ability to choose their response. So they try to control their feelings. They won't allow that. Reactive people say this thing. On the other side, proactive people say that I can create an effective presentation. Try again. Do your best and leave the rest to Almighty Allah. This is what proactive people do. I have to do that. This is what reactive people say. Proactive people, I will choose an appropriate person. And then reactive people say, I can't. Proactive people say, I choose. Reactive people say, I must. Whereas proactive people say, I prefer. So now you see that these are the languages of reactive and proactive people. So we strongly, with the help of this presentation, we strongly recommend to the planners and administrators that they must go for that proactive approach. So we should be using this proactive language जो कि अभी हमने discuss किया. So this will help, of course, achievement of our goals and objectives, and this will move the organization toward attainment of its vision and mission. Now these are the two circles: circle of influence and circle of concern. Have you seen these circles before? Now this is really very interesting when we talk about the circle of influence and circle of concern. Now, circle of influence means that controllable factors, and circle of concern means that uncontrollable factors. Now, let us first discuss the circle of influence. Okay? टाइम पे ऑफिस आना, अपने काम को ऑनेस्टली परफॉर्म करना, एज ए मुस्लिम रेगुलरली नमाज पढ़ना, हाईली एथिकल बिहेवियर होना ऑफिस में, एक दूसरे के साथ कोऑपरेट करना, कोऑर्डिनेट करना इन पॉजिटिव सेंस for positive goals and objectives. Now these are the things which are controllable. On the other side, talking about the circle of concern, uncontrollable like factors like as an individual जब हम बात करते हैं कि for example inflation, like for example terrorism, for example we talk about earthquakes, we talk about floods, natural disasters, stock market goes down, investment bubbles, things like that, uncontrollable factors जब हम बात करते हैं as an individual. Now the thing is, इस डायग्राम को आप गौर से देखें कि सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस को आप स्ट्रॉन्ग करने की कोशिश करें। अब एक बड़ी एक फाइंडिंग है रिसर्च की मदद से जो की गई दुनिया में, कि मोस्टली जो डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज हैं वहां के लोग, दे फोकस मोर ऑन सर्कल ऑफ कंसर्न एंड दे फोकस लेस ऑन सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस। और जो एडवांस कंट्रीज हैं, जो डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं, दे फोकस मोर ऑन सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस एंड दे ऑफ कोर्स उनका जो सर्कल ऑफ कंसर्न है वो रिड्यूस हो जाता है। नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द रिएक्टिव पीपल, लाइक नेगेटिव एनर्जी रिड्यूसेस द सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस। सो जो रिएक्टिव फोकस है, जो रिएक्टिव प्लानर्स हैं, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स हैं, जब वो हर चीज में रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, इफ दे आर नॉट प्रोएक्टिव, तो उनका सर्कल ऑफ कंसर्न जो है वो स्ट्रांग होना शुरू हो जाता है, और सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस जो है वो रिड्यूस होना शुरू कर देता है। उनकी अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स कम होना शुरू हो जाती हैं। वेयरएज जो प्रोएक्टिव फोकस है कि पॉजिटिव एनर्जी एनलार्जेस द सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस, कि जो प्रोएक्टिव प्लानर्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स हैं उनका जो सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस है वो ज्यादा स्ट्रांग हो रहा है, और जो सर्कल ऑफ कंसर्न है वो रिड्यूस हो रहा है। सो विच वन इज बेटर? ऑफ कोर्स द प्रोएक्टिव फोकस। When we talk about the superpower, when we talk about the global, market leaders, when we talk about the best organizations of the world, when we talk about those organizations in the world who have set the benchmarks, the highest standards, they have a proactive focus. So what we need to do in Pakistan, what we need to do in developing countries particularly, we need to focus on strengthening our circle of influence. So what will happen, that one day will come that inshallah our circle of influence will be larger than the circle of concern. So we should not be ignoring the circle of concern, but we need to focus more on the circle of influence. Now talking about habit number 2 for most effective planners and administrators, begin with the end in mind. Very important. कि when you have the end in your mind, कि आपने जो प्लान किया है, so what is your target? What you really want to achieve out of your plan? आपने goals और objectives establish किए, आपने strategies establish की in order to achieve your goals and objectives planning में. तो उन goals and objectives की मदद से what you really want to achieve, आपका target क्या है, और जो आपका outcome है उसको सामने रख के when you start your beginning, the beginning is always wonderful. Begin with the end in mind, कि जब हम बात करते हैं to begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. पहले ने ये पूछा कि ये रोड कहाँ को जाती है, दूसरे ने कहा आपने कहाँ जाना है। पहले ने कहा कि मुझे तो नहीं पता मैंने कहाँ जाना है, तो दूसरे ने कहा आप किसी भी रोड पे चले जाएं, ये आपको वहीं ले जाएगी जहां आपने जाना है। तो अगर आपको ये नहीं पता कि आपने जाना कहाँ है, अगर आपको ये नहीं पता कि what is your target, what you really want to achieve out of your plans, that is really a poor plan. So you must know that what is your destination, what is your target, what you really want to achieve out of your plans. It means to know where you are going so that you better understand where you are now, and so that the steps you take are in the right direction. जैसे कि अभी मैंने बात की रोड की, जब आपको मालूम होगा आपने जाना कहां है, तो डेफिनेटली इससे आप ये भी अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं कि आपकी इस वक्त एक्चुअल पोजीशन क्या है और आपने जाना कहां है, और यहां से वहां पहुंचने के लिए आपका क्या रोड मैप क्या है, और उसके लिए आपको क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज करनी है, उसके के लिए क्या क्या स्टेप्स आपने लेने हैं, उसके लिए क्या क्या मेजर्स आपने लेनी है, उसके लिए आपकी किस तरह की स्ट्रेटजीज होनी चाहिए. दैट शुड बी गिवन इन योर प्लान्स. Habit number 3 is put first things first. यहां हम बात करते हैं कि habit 1 says that you are the programmer. Habit 2 says to write the program, and habit 3 says to run the program. And put first thing first means to run the program, developing schedules and setting priorities. Very important. You know, how many of us really make schedules and really set our priorities? Like for example, as a student, मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन करना चाह रहा हूं कि क्या आपने अपना एवरीडे का एक स्केड्यूल बनाया हुआ है कि किस वक्त आपने क्या करना है, आपने स्टडी कब करनी है, आपने अपने, अगर आप कोई ऑफिस में जॉब करते हैं उसकी टाइमिंग्स क्या हैं, आप अगर अपना बिजनेस कर रहे हैं तो उसमें आप कितना टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, अपने घर में आप कितना टाइम दे रहे हैं, अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स को आप कितना टाइम दे रहे हैं, अपनी सोशल लाइफ को आप कितना टाइम दे रहे हैं, आपकी जिंदगी में मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या हैं. तो यू नीड टू सेट योर प्रायोरिटीज. हमारी जिंदगी में देयर आर फ्यू एक्टिविटीज विच आर रियली most important and most urgent. तो we need to write those activities कि कौन सा काम है most urgent है, most important है. और कुछ ऐसी एक्टिविटीज होती हैं they are most important but not urgent. तो दोनों में हमें डिफरेंशिएट करना है कि कौन सी चीज most important, most urgent है, कौन सी चीज most important है, not urgent है, कौन सी चीज जो है वो नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट है, नॉट अर्जेंट है. तो वी नीड टू सेट द प्रायोरिटीज. और जब तक हम प्रायोरिटी सेटिंग नहीं करेंगे, अपने स्केड्यूल्स नहीं बनाएंगे, वी कैन नॉट मूव फॉरवर्ड सिस्टमेटिकली. सो सेम इज ट्रू फॉर द प्लानर एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर एज वेल, दैट दे नीड टू सेट देयर स्केड्यूल्स, दे नीड टू सेट देयर प्रायोरिटीज. कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए क्या चीज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्या चीज मोस्ट अर्जेंट है. एंड आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव कि मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट और मोस्ट अर्जेंट जो फोकस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का होना चाहिए, दैट इज देयर कस्टमर. हाईली कस्टमर फोकस स्ट्रेटजीज. एंड कस्टमर इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स, इंटरनल एंड एक्सटर्नल कस्टमर. एक्सटर्नल कस्टमर इज योर बायर, परचेजर. An internal customer are your employees. So in order to satisfy the external customer, first of all it is important to satisfy the internal customer. So the best planners, they always schedule and set priorities. Things which matter most should never be at the mercy of things which matter least, according to certain philosophers. So this is really very important that the planner must be very clear that which is really very important for the organization. और जो चीजें most important हैं उनको आपने sacrifice नहीं करना, और जो चीजें least important हैं उनको अपनी प्रायोरिटी में आप like bottom पे लिख सकते हैं, लेकिन top पे वही चीजें आएंगी जो कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है. यू नीड टू नेसेसरली वर्क ऑन योर प्रायोरिटीज. एंड देन नेक्स्ट हैबिट नंबर 4 इज थिंक विन विन. फॉर मोस्ट इफेक्टिव प्लानर्स एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, this is a wonderful habit. to develop that win-win strategy. Now let us discuss this. Win-win is a frame of mind and heart that constantly seeks mutual benefit in all human interactions. Now, what is a mutual benefit? Now, mutual benefit means that benefit of one party and benefit of the other party. Like, for example, in organizations, we have the unions and we have the top management or the decision makers. So there are some times when they are in conflicting situation. So the best strategy is to think win-win. So you need to work for mutual benefits. So when you work for mutual benefits, you can manage any situation in your organization. And the planners and administrators particularly, they must keep this thing in mind that unless they follow that win-win strategy, they cannot ensure the long-term gains. Win-win means that agreements or solutions are mutually beneficial, mutually satisfying. With a win-win solution, all parties feel good about the decision and feel committed to the action plan. Now, how this is possible? Let us discuss this with an example. How all parties feel good about any decision. Okay, like for example, employees sometimes, they have complaints regarding certain management decisions. Like sometimes, there is a conflict between employees and administrators. So employees, they have certain demands and concerns. On the other side, the top management or the administrators, they also have certain concerns and demands. So both the parties, when they sit together, they go for like negotiation, they go for bargaining, give and take. Okay, कुछ आप मेरी बातें मान लें, कुछ मैं आपकी बातें मान लेता हूँ. So they agree on certain, solutions. और जिन चीज़ों पे agreement नहीं होता, उसके ऊपर they say that we can have, a follow-up meeting and or we can discuss this in some future meeting. So on one side, अगर employees हैं, उनकी union है, उनके पास अगर 10 उनकी complaints हैं, और on the other side जो top management है, administrators हैं, उनके 5-7 concerns हैं उनके कि जी they have also concerns कि जी employee की जो performance है वो ठीक नहीं है. So when they sit together, top management अपनी communicate करती है कि उनको क्या concerns हैं regarding employee performance. On the other side, employees communicate करते हैं face to face meetings में top management से, administrator से कि ये उनकी complaints हैं. So both the parties, they agree on few solutions. Those are mutually beneficial. So employees, they agree that they are ready and they are willing to improve their performance. On the other side, top management and administration, they agree that, okay, we are ready and we will do the corrective measures to, solve the problems of employees. So win-win is a belief in a third alternative. So it's not your way or my way, it's a better way. Now this is really wonderful about win-win strategy. Sometime a situation may arise in an organization जो कि administrators के लिए एक बहुत tough challenge होता है कि जो employees के जो concerns हैं और जो top management के concerns हैं तो वो दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ like for example किसी चीज़ पे agree नहीं हो रहे कि top management जो है वो employees की जो complaints हैं उसको accept नहीं कर रही. On the other side जो top management जो administration के concerns हैं, so employees they don't agree with that. तो उस सूरत हाल में आप क्या करते हैं in case of win-win strategy कि okay, this is your concern, okay, this is my concern, so let's have a third way. Let's have a third alternative. And if a solution cannot be found to benefit both parties, they agree to disagree agreeably. No deal. So at least they sit, talk peacefully, and then they agree to have another meeting without any agreement. So they agree to disagree. So no deal. So at least that is the solution there. And of course, in the time to come, they sit together again and then they talk about any better solution. So it's not your way or my way, it's a better way. So you consider the alternatives. Very important. Meanwhile, जब आपकी डील नहीं हुई, आपके यूनियन, आपके एम्प्लॉइज और टॉप मैनेजमेंट की आपस में एक सोल्यूशन पे इत्तेफाक राय नहीं हुआ, so meanwhile आप कहते हैं कि okay fine, there is no deal, but we sit again. So till that time, both the parties, they do that brainstorming and they think about further alternatives, and then they come up with those alternatives in the next meeting, and then they move towards a win-win strategy. Most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. Now, this is really, a very interesting fact that most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. अक्सर आपने देखा होगा कि एक पर्सन कोई और बात कर रहा है और दूसरा पर्सन टोटली इंटायरली कुछ और बात कर रहा है. तो उसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि both are not listening, but they are, they're just like they have an intention just to reply, not to understand. So habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. पहले आप दूसरे को understand करें और फिर आप अपनी बात करें. Listening with the intent to understand is called empathic listening. So empathic listening gets inside another person's frame of reference. Now empathic listening is really very important. जब तक आप दूसरे पर्सन की बात गौर से नहीं सुनेंगे, उस वक्त तक आप उसके फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस को अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर सकते. And for effective planners and administrators, this is really very important that they must first understand others and then they communicate their point of view. You look out through it. You see the world the way they see the world. You understand their paradigm. You understand how they feel. So you try to understand their feelings. You try to understand their paradigm. You look the way they see the world. That is really very important. So empathy is not sympathy. So it is not like कि जी आप किसी के साथ हमदर्दी कर रहे हैं. It is not sympathy. So empathy is you are trying to understand the other person's point of view. उसके रेफरेंस टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट को आप अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं, उसकी फीलिंग्स को अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं, उसके बैकग्राउंड को अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं, उसके इमोशंस को अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड एम्पैथी. You are not just listening with your ears, but also with your eyes and your heart. Now this is the best, part of this slide, that you're not only using your ears. बिल्कुल हम अपने कानों से सुनते हैं, but you are also using your other senses like eyes and your heart to feel कि दूसरा person actually चाह क्या रहा है. जैसे हम बात करते हैं verbal and non-verbal communication की, तो बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो है, जो आपकी नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन है, अकॉर्डिंग टू रिसर्च, तो 65 to 70% कम्युनिकेशन है पर्सन की, दैट इज बॉडी लैंग्वेज. सो इफ यू मिस द बॉडी लैंग्वेज, इफ यू मिस द फीलिंग्स एंड फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस of the other person who is talking to you, you are missing the majority part of communication. So it is really very important that the ideal planners and administrators, they must use not only their ears but also their eyes and heart before developing their plans and then making certain strategies. Empathic listening is so powerful because it gives you accurate data to work with. So since you you're trying to understand the other person's real feelings, so it gives you the most accurate data. So when you present your own ideas, be clear, specific, visual, and most important, contextual, in the context of a deep understanding of the other person's paradigms and concerns. So it is the major responsibilities of planners and administrators कि जब वो अपनी बात करें, अपने plans को communicate करें, अपनी strategies को communicate करें, so that should also reflect the paradigms and frames of reference of your employees. You will significantly increase the credibility of your ideas. Of course, that is one of the major benefits. The next, habit 6, is for planners and administrators: synergize. Differences should be seen as strengths, not weaknesses. अक्सर देखा गया in developing countries that differences को weakness समझा जाता है, और जो लोग आपके साथ differ करते हैं तो sometimes ये भी कहा जाता है कि जी इसको तो मेरी हर बात से इख्तलाफ होता है, या ये पर्सन जो है ये इख्तलाफ क्यों कर रहा है, या ये ट्रबल मेकर है, थिंग्स लाइक दैट. तो डिफरेंस को एज ए स्ट्रेंथ लेना चाहिए, नॉट एज ए वीकनेस. जब हम सिनर्जाइज की बात करते हैं, सिंपली डिफाइंड, इट मेंट दैट द होल इज ग्रेटर देन द सम ऑफ इट्स पार्ट्स. ओके, यहां पे मैं एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा कि 1 + 1 = 2. This is the sum of parts. Now, whole की जब हम बात करेंगे कि जब 1 + 1, when they work together, it is 11. So the whole 11 is greater than the sum, that is 2. Without doubt, you have to leave the comfort zone. This is really very important. You know, if you do not keep on challenging yourself, if you do not set the benchmarks, if you do not give importance to the feedback coming from your customers, internal and external, you are in the comfort zone. So you need to move from the comfort zone to the zone of opportunity as a good planner, as a good administrator. The essence of synergy is to value differences, to respect them, to build on strengths. So when we are left to our own experiences, we constantly suffer from a shortage of data. So what we need to do is, as a good planner and administrator, of course, we need to work as a team. We need to go for synergy. And finally, habit number 7 for the ideal planners and administrators is sharpen the saw. And that means have a balance. Have a balance in physical activities, social activities, spiritual activities, and mental activities. Now, this is the single most powerful investment we can ever make in life. The investment in ourselves. Now, this is the most important habit. This is the most important characteristic the ideal planners and managers they need to establish. We need to recognize the importance of taking time to regularly sharpen the saw in all 4 ways. So here you see the details of sharpen the saw. So the ideal planners and ideal administrators, they need to focus on physical activities like exercise, nutrition, stress management. If they want to deliver the best, if they want to unlock their potential. Social and emotional things like making social and meaningful connections with others. Spiritual areas like value clarification and commitment areas, and then for mental sharpness, learning, reading, writing, and teaching. So when planners and administrators, they have a balance of all these four things like physical, social, spiritual, and mental, they move towards setting the highest benchmarks in the world. Now this is one quick advice for human maintenance. When we talk about employees, when we talk about planners, when we talk about administrators, when we talk about students, when we talk about teachers, or when I talk about myself. So this is for human maintenance. The first thing is, for physical you, food, water, and exercise is must. The mental you, learning and education can improve your mental health. The social, emotional you, give importance to relationships. The spiritual you, strong beliefs and values. I believe that कि आज के लेक्चर को आप सब ने बहुत इसको अंडरस्टैंड किया होगा, इससे बहुत आपने लर्न किया होगा. And inshallah, see you all in the next lecture. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Khuda Hafiz.